Now, as a person with no life, I played a lot of Fallout games. And being a person, again, with no life, I have met some of the antagonists. Every single one. So, we have a tier list of every single antagonist, every Fallout game. We'll see which one's the best and which one is just trash at their job. Alright, let's get it. Like Atlantis, S tier. He is legit a smart person. There's a reason he's second in command. He's like, nah, I want to fight you, bro. Let's throw hands. Then you can tell him, you do this, you're all gonna die. And he's like, okay, because you give reasonable fucking points. But if you speak wrong once, boom, he's gonna attack you. He's not gonna let you live. He's not gonna take that slander. And it's just like, he's really just like a very smart, laid out antagonist. This one-eyed motherfucker Warner, D tier, motherfucker annoying. He's like, we gotta take a child. Now, I'm not one for slavery, but no, I'm playing. Warner's just a bad antagonist. Why? Who would be like, yeah, slavery, let's kill Warner? Like, no. You should just shut the fuck up. Okay? Warner's just annoying as shit. Usually. Now, this President Zoo, C tier. He's an antagonist, yeah, but you barely see him. And the one time you see him, you either gotta protect him or blow his brains out. So, and people, the only like other way you can hear about him is when people are talking about him and all the terrible things he done. So actually, I'm gonna put him in B tier because he's just like this mystery guy you never meet. And then you meet him, he's just a fake motherfucker. Falling to Vegas, doing a speech, and at the end of it, he's like, I don't want to get shot, let's go. Now, the ship captain from Mothership Zeta, D tier. He legit speaks no English, doesn't speak any language, actually, so you don't talk to him, you don't do nothing. He's just there, and you kill him. He does have the best weapon, though, so. Benny, that's an A tier. Benny was played by, is it Matthew Perry? I think it's Matthew Perry, yeah. And he dead, so this character is just like a remembrance of him. And I think his is like the best because he shoots you. And usually that works. It don't. He shot you twice in the head and you just came back like, yo bro, what's good? And all of his reactions are funny. All of his interactions are funny. Everything just good, cool about this guy. This dude in a kid's body. The fuck with that, you German person? I don't got anything against the Germans, but this particular one, he just likes torturing people, so, you know, that's kind of his whole thing. He made the Gek, that's it, and he is in the vault now, so that's kind of his whole thing. He's kind of boring as a villain. Caesar is top tier, bro, because even though he is obviously, like, a bad person, he gives good points for why he believes in what he believes in. And it's just like, oh my god, this dude actually giving up some good points, but he's still just fucking fascist, not good. Now, this dude from the one Fallout 3 DLC I can never remember the name of, but he just a brain. That's kind of it. He brain that really hates the other guy, but he's funny as shit. And when you go with him and fight against the other dude in there, I don't know why he's not on this list, but besides against the other dude, he's just like, hey, Brody, I tricked your dumb ass. Get him, and his robots come after you. All you gotta do is shoot his brain tank, and he just dies instantly. Like, is he dumb as fuck or something? Colonel Autumn, that's C tier as well. Most Fallout 3 villains, Bethesda villains actually, are just trash. Has no lore to them. It's not like well planned out and just is there. Just being like, I'm a bad guy. That's it. So Colonel Autumn, he just like is there saying, give us the code or else we'll shut you down. Like, buddy, shut the fuck up. Then he obviously is the like leader, because when the president says, bring the vault dweller guy to me, Colonel Autumn just like, nah, fuck what the president said, shoot that motherfucker. And everyone listens to the colonel instead of the president. except the machines, cause the machines don't listen to the Colonel. I guess I don't know. It's confusing, but Kellogg. I actually like Kellogg. He's just seems like a cool dude who went down a wrong path of a lot of bumpy stuff. This is actually one of the few Bethesda villains I'm like, shit, good one, my man. But this dude is D tier. He's like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? He sounds like he smoked cigarettes for 25 decades, bro. Then at that, and go through the whole DLC of Operation Anchorage. And he's like, I want the power armor, and then starts shooting everyone. Like, I don't know what his problem is, but I'm glad he's dead now. So this little synth guy right here, I think it's Dina. I don't know, but he's, in my mind, he's not an antagonist, but he does have, oh, he is an antagonist because he done some bad things. Oh, whoops. But he forgets it and regrets it. So I feel like he's changed in a better person, and he's well planned out. He has all this story about him, and I'm just like, damn, he has a cool design and a good story, good person to like talk to, because he actually is like well written. So I like it. This dude is definitely an antagonist. No way you telling me he's not. At the start, you're like, oh, these are the good guys, obviously, duh. But then you go around learning about their terrible experiments and about all the bad stuff they done. And this dude is the only one you can't convince to, like, shut the fuck up. At the end of the game, when they are antagonists, at the end of the DLC, if you don't kill the little doctor guy. But that's kind of it. He just, like, an asshole. But if everyone just like sides against him, he'll be like, alright, you can live. Now, Dr. Mobius. I didn't remember his name, but now I do. Dr. Mobius. S tier villain. Antagonist. Because he ain't even an antagonist. That's what's so great about him. So he sends a message being like, I'll kill all of you. And it's just like, oh, he's obviously the bad guy. But then you get to him, and it's like, oh, he's just trying to protect everyone from, killing everyone in the Mojave Wasteland, protecting them by doing that, by making them get dementia, making them dumber. And Dr. Mobius made himself dumber by just taking drugs, trying to forget about what he did. So I'm like, wow, that's deep stuff. Like, it's an actual sad story and a fucking DLC where you had a dog as a gun. Wacky ass shit. But alright, so Father Elijah's actually a good villain. He's a real good villain, actually. He kidnaps you, tells you to do his shit, and he just like talks to you. He's like, aight. Then when you finally get into the vault, he betrays you, and there's like some endings where NCR, you hit the NCR, you're like, yo, wanna kill him? He's like, aight, let's get it. And that's like smart. But then there's all these ways to make him come down, because he doesn't want his shit to be destroyed. But then that's like, he's just a good villain. I don't know what to say. I don't know what I was going to say. I'm just like, oh, let me think of something to say. It's dumb as fuck. So Colonel Oliver, man, this guy's a grade A antagonist. This dude an asshole in every single version you play as. NCR, Legion, yes man, Mr. House, he just a dumbass motherfucker. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just like, let's do the same shit we did last time. I am not a general or a colonel. I can tell that's dumb as shit. So Mr. House is not an antagonist. He is the best option to pick, and then every single other ending that's not Mr. House always wins, he dies. So Mr. House is the best option to pick, and that's the first option I did ever in Fallout New Vegas. So he's just like the greatest protagonist, if anything. He's not really an antagonist. So the general in Fallout 1 is a great antagonist, even though he's on the screen for so little. He's just like the smart general that has all these super mutants by his side and is the master's right hand guy. So I'm actually gonna put him in A tier. He ain't that good now that I think about it. He just right there, and it's just like, let's experiment on everyone. So this dude is just a random guy. The only reason he's there is because you need a key to get into the basement where the master's hiding. That's kind of it. Now Frank Horgan, I'm gonna save him for last. Actually, I got a lot to say about him. The president, A tier. It's kind of the president of the Enclave. Sure, he is like the president, so he's the leader of everything, but all you gotta do is just inject him with super stim packs until he overdoses and dies. Elder Maxon, as cool as that he's like a descendant from the original Maxon, but he's just an ass villain. Legit, he's just made out to be the terrible person, and you're supposed to be like, ah yes, side with the Brotherhood. No. He's like screw Saints, screw ghouls, screw super mutants. I don't care if they all are nice people. I hate them, every single one. That's like saying screw black people, like, and basically in the Fallout universe. Now I'm not saying it's on the same thing, but like, I'm just saying it's crazy that Kellogg thinks that. Why'd I call him the cereal, bro? That Elder Maxon thinks that. Damn. Now Damona's a bitch, so like, C's here. Shut the fuck up. Mechanist, I'll put that in B tier just cause she's dumb as shit. She's killing all these people and like, I'm a hero, you're the villain. Like, shut the fuck up. Now Father is also an ass villain. They thought, oh, he's your son is all they need to do for writing to make him a villain. No. Please put more depth into that character, bro. Can you? No, they cannot. Now this little slave guy right here, great protagonist, antagonist actually, because he has good points on why they got slaves. Still, I don't agree with it, but he got good points like, we need to work on the vaccine. We can't have my people working on this vaccine. We need scientists and we need supplies. And we're like, he's saying all this shit. I'm like, damn, 1 second, stop. Cause still slavery bad. Still, he's bad for doing it. But Chinese dude, you can just talk him into killing himself, and he's just like, alright, jit, I'm out. The master is just like S tier villain, cause he has all this build up, and he lives up to the hype, and you can legit talk him down by having evidence that his plan will work. He will be like, oh my god, my plan don't work. I'm sorry, little bro, and then bombs himself, nukes everyone. Bro, this dude, Solid Palm Moons, you see him for like 5 seconds, and he's like the moral thing for Joshua Graham. That's it. He walks so Joshua Graham can run. So this dude is a B protagonist. He decent. Ulysses. Actually, I'm gonna do Ulysses after. President, C tier. They did the, oh, he's a robot. Ain't that crazy? Like, I don't give a shit. So he's just not that good of an antagonist. You just hear him on the radio, and then when you finally meet him, he's like, put FEV in the water. No, I'm finna kill myself. Like, makes no sense. Now Ulysses, my second favorite protagonist, S tier, cause you walked in, basically destroyed everything he loved, and now you doing the exact same shit you did. You shot up a missile, blowing up missiles, killing all these people while he's telling you the story of this place, talking about your decisions. And why your decision's bad. Legit, he makes every bad decision. He talks about every bad decision your faction did, the one faction you're siding with. It's like, whoa, that's crazy. So, and then at the end, you can be like, bro, don't nuke people. And you're like, alright. He's like, alright. But if you do kill him, and the end slides, it says like you take the flag and throw it over his body, and I'm like, oh my god, that's just like God storytelling right there. I don't know why, I just like that part. But finally, the best villain in Fallout history, Frank Horrigan. Now you might be like, why Frank Horrigan? Why Frank Horrigan? He can't take shit from no one. He went from the top where you can be, being the president's bodyguard, to down low, worst of the worst as a human, being like going on missions to scavenge shit for the Enclave. Then he gets in FEV, starts mutating, and they put him in power armor, do all these experiments, and then start him with all these drugs non-stop so he doesn't die and feel all that pain, right? Then, when you finally fight him, this big dude you've been seeing throughout the game, one punch and death claws, just ripping people in half, just doing all this crazy ass shit, destroying people. You see him, look him in the eyes and say, he says, yo, ride too long, bro, time to die. And then you're like, can we talk this out? This is what legit he says when you say, can we talk this out? The time for talk is over. We shall fire right now. That's not word for word what he said, but basically what he said. So the only way you could like beat him, I beat him, was get all the most companions you can get the president's key card, go in that bitch, get the sentries to turn on Frank Horrigan, then get them to take him down on his knee, then start shooting him, everyone's shooting him, and he just gets through all his health real quick. Now what's his health? 999. That's a lot of HP if you don't know that, because that's a lot of fucking HP. He has 10 in every fucking special stat. And every single one. Intelligence, but still. Legit, the only characters that have 10 in every special stat is Legitlenius, Ulysses, and Frank Horrigan. And that's it. That's it. Those are the only 3 people, NPCs, to ever have 10 in every special stat. Frank Horrigan deserves it, because he may not be smart, but I think he is. He's lucky. Luck ain't that important of a stat, so agility, intelligence, charisma, perception, endurance, strength, all that makes sense. Charisma, not that much. But he's legit the best villain, and when you finally kill him, it feels like a victory over everything, because he's such one of the hardest bosses to defeat. And when you kill him, it's just like, I did it, yeah! But when you finally beat him, he has the coolest death animation in all of Fallout. And he is like a nuclear reactor because he can't accept defeat. And it ends with nuke going off. And it's such a great ending to such a great game. And such a great antagonist. Such a great milestone. Now, if you liked that video, press the like button. If you didn't like it, why are you still watching? Get out. No, I don't care. And if you really do like my content, please hit the subscribe button, because I need to eat. I still haven't got my Popeyes. Like, where the fuck my food at?